SongSurgeon version 4 is loaded with new features, and today we're going to look at one called the export duplicate count. Like most good ideas, it is a simple practical concept. Let me explain and demonstrate. When you're working in SongSurgeon, you can loop a song, a segment, a solo infinitely and at whatever speed you like. This repetition is one of the things that enables users to learn much more quickly and easily. However, obviously there are times in which you would prefer not to be tied to your computer. And in version 3, you could export the file or a loop and apply the changes and make them permanent. And that was a good start. But if you burn it to a CD, it will play through once and then it stops and you have to start the program playing again. The export duplicate account allows you to a great extent, resolve that issue. Because what it allows you to do is specify X number of copies of what you're exporting. If we look at the example on the screen in front of us, I have a 33-second segment of music that I am looping, and let's just assume I'm playing it at a 50% tempo. What the export duplicate count allows you to do is to specify the number of copies of whatever it is you're exporting. So I can specify 5 or 10 or 500, and SongSurgeon will create that number of these things that you see on my screen. And this new file will then play this segment as if it were looping 5 or 500 times because you've made that many copies of it. But of course the beauty to all of this is that you're no longer tied to your computer because we've created these files outside of SongSurgeon in a brand new audio file that you can open up in any audio player. You can burn it to a CD. It's completely portable. So let's use the example on my screen and create 5 copies of this. And then when it's done, I will reopen the file and we can confirm that it's created what we anticipate that it should create. So if we go to Export, in this case the entire song, which is what's open on my screen, let's give it a name. Let's call it Export Duplicate Count, or EDC 5, and then let's change the Export Duplicate Count counter down here, instead of 1, which would be the default, to 5. And let's save it. So it's processing now, and now it says it's complete. So let's go ahead and reopen this file and take a look at it. Remember, we have a 33-second file here. And when we look at this, we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 copies. But moreover, let's remember what we had initially. We had a 33-second segment. However, we slowed that down to 50%, which means we've increased the length by 2. So instead of a 33-second segment, you would expect each of these pieces to be 66 seconds. And 66 times 5 is 330, or about 5.5 minutes, and indeed that's about where we are here. So it looks like that the export duplicate count has created 5 duplicate copies of this brand new file, which now you can, as I said before, put on a CD, burn to a CD, put on your iPod or your MP3 player, whatever player you want to use. This is completely portable. And of course, lastly, we can just check this by making certain that these have been slowed down to 50%. And indeed it has. That's China Grove by the Doobie Brothers, and it's playing at the 50% level. So you can see how this can be a useful and a powerful tool actually for you to use. It's not going to allow you to duplicate everything that you can do within SongSurgeon, but it does allow you to duplicate these segments that you want to have play repetitively outside of SongSurgeon. So it does sort of help you mimic the ability that you would have within SongSurgeon, even though the file is being played outside of SongSurgeon. In closing, let me remind you that this is a feature found in both the standard as well as the pro version of SongSurgeon version 4.